The Sopranos stars Steven Van Zandt and others reunite in New York for Vincent Pastore's funeral service, days after his shock death at age 80. The Sopranos star Vincent Pastore was laid to rest Thursday in New Rochelle, New York, at a funeral at the Holy Family Church, attended by a number of his co-stars on the series. Steven and Maureen Van Zandt, Kathrine Narducci, Michael Rispoli and Al Sapienza were among the cast members on hand at the invite-only memorial, as well as a Bronx Tales Chazz Palminteri, according to TMZ. The funeral service for the actor who portrayed Salvatore Big Pussy Bonpensiero on the HBO series had a closed casket, following his death at 80 on August 1. Steven Van Zandt, who was one of the pallbearers, told the New York Post that Pastore was one of a kind and will miss him very much. The actor and musician, who plays guitar for Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band, told the outlet that he had been in touch with the late actor quite often. Van Zandt said that he and his spouse Maureen chatted with Pastore the day prior to his passing.
Wet boots ruining your mornings? This silent, fanless dryer gently dries boots, shoes, and gloves overnight while helping reduce damp odors, so your gear is ready when you are. Want to get the best verified deal and see full details? Visit grabdeal.us/4 right now.
The Sopranos star Vincent Pastore was laid to rest Thursday in New Rochelle, New York at a funeral at the Holy Family Church, attended by a number of his co-stars on the series. Steven and Maureen Van Zandt were among the cast members on hand at the invite-only memorial held on Thursday. "We just happened to call him 2 days ago," said Steven Van Zandt, who played the role of Silvio Dante on the series. "The day before he died, we luckily just happened to call him." The Daily Mail has reached out to representatives for Van Zandt for further comment on the story. Pastore's daughter Renee Pastore remembered his generous nature in a moving speech she delivered at the memorial, according to the Post. "He was a man who lived out his dreams, but he knew how lucky he was," Renee told a crowd of around 150 people on hand at the service. "I think that's why he tried to share as much of it with as many people as possible." Renee continued, whether that was a big tip, always in cash, or by shaking hands with every cop on every corner. She suggested mourners to pass on what he has given to you in her father's memory. "Give your waiter a giant tip in cash," Renee said. "Maybe it's a reminder to stop and talk to the bus driver, or a police officer, or make the lady behind the coffee counter laugh. That's a big honor." Pastore's coffin had an American flag covering it, as he was a Vietnam veteran who had been in the Navy from 1964 to 1967, according to the outlet. Van Zandt, who played the role of Silvio Dante on the series, was pictured with another mourner. Mourners were seen exiting the church on the summer day. Hugs were exchanged after the service, in which the late actor was remembered. Pastore's daughter Renee Pastore remembered his generous nature in a moving speech she delivered at the memorial. A crowd of around 150 people had been on hand at the service, according to the Post. Mourners were seen saying their final farewell to the famed actor on Thursday. The late actor was seen in a memorial shot following his passing on Saturday. A massive wreath from Jerome Florist had been on display, sources told TMZ. Both Steven and Maureen Van Zandt had taken to X with statements in memory of Pastore amid news of his passing. Steven wrote, "Another irreplaceable brother gone. Travel well, Vincenzo." Maureen said she was devastated at the loss of our beloved Vincent Pastore, adding, "He was my big brother, my acting, producing and teaching partner, my director, and most importantly, my dear friend. Talked to him a couple of days ago.